Hi everybody! It's been a little bit since I've done one of these videos, so I wanted to give an update and talk a little bit about the Chris Hardwick show I went to. Was that like a week ago now? Yeah, it was just about a week ago. So cool, guys. So just to kind of give a little bit of backstory, I've been kind of talking back and forth with Chris Hardwick, and he has been wearing our shirts on some of his shows. And he emailed me, said he was going to be coming, and he was going to put me on the list so I could get in for free. So I was super excited, and decided to go, and I was going to give him one of our new Steve Insane tees. So I rolled down there to the Showbox in Seattle, and super long line, lots of people who were really excited. I was actually kind of surprised to see how many people showed up. I've never been to a Chris Hardwick show. He and I are just kind of getting to know each other now, and, you know, like, a lot of my experience with him has been from Singled Out, from, like, the 1990s, and since he's been on G4, I think he's being a lot more popular, but I don't really know a lot of what he was doing between G4 and Singled Out. Anyway, so I go to the show, and I was standing in line, and I was waiting to get in, and I was thinking to myself, I emailed Chris, and I asked him, like, are you sure you put me on the list? I'm going to come, blah, 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 blah. Never heard back from him. And he's a really busy guy, and I was like, he may have forgotten to put me on the list, and I hope that doesn't happen, because it's going to be really embarrassing if I go and tell him my name's on the list, and I'm not there. So I get to the front of the line. Sure enough, my name's not on the list. They can't find me anywhere, and I was like, crap. I don't really know what to do, but it turns out that there were a few people that he forgot to put on the list, so they were kind of thinking maybe something was going on, like maybe he didn't give them like part of the list or something. So I decided I'm just going to buy a ticket with cash and go in because there's people crowding in and I wanted to get a good seat. So I do that, and then right after I pay for the ticket, I email Chris from my iPhone, and I was like, hey, just let you know, like I wasn't on the list, not sure what's going on, but I'm just going to buy a ticket and come in unless, like you can somehow put me on the list really fast. And within like a minute of me going to sit down, he emailed me back, and he's like, I'm on my way. So I was like, oh, cool. He emails me back really fast. He always emails me back really fast. The dude must like always be checking his email. So I go back to the line, and the people who I talked to before were there, and I was like, Chris Hardwick said that he's coming down here to take care of it. And like immediately their demeanor changed. They're like, he said that? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, how do you know? I was like, he just emailed me. I was like, he's on his way down here right now. And they immediately were like, oh, don't worry about that. And they refunded my money, gave me a bracelet so I could stay for like the special event afterwards. And they're like, just go ahead and go in. So I was like, man, like once they thought I was being like really serious and not just some dude trying to get in for free, they totally apologized, let me in. And so I got a great seat for the show. I was actually by myself, which I was kind of bummed about, but I thought I was going to know some people there, but they ended up not going. And I sat next to these ladies in the second row, so I was right in front of Chris. And I have to say, it was a freaking awesome, really awesome show. Chris's mind, just the way his mind works is so amazing. Like, he thinks of things so quickly, and he's able to make connections, like clever connections between things really fast. And it was a really high energy show, and I saw him in an element that he's really comfortable with, and he swears a lot, which I was kind of surprised about because I never hear him swear. But so it's kind of a dirty show, but there were parts that were really, really funny. So stayed for the whole show and then hung out afterwards. There were me and a bunch of Chris Hardwick fans and hung out with him. And he's such a nice guy, like so humble, so nice, so polite. And had a great time. Gave him the T-shirt, and he really loved it. Said he was going to be wearing it on the show. And so yeah, it was really cool to just kind of meet Chris in person because we've been going back and forth via email so much. I just haven't really, I've gotten to talk to him, but it's just so cool to actually be able to talk to somebody in person and kind of build like a relationship with them. So it was really fun. I think me and Chris are kind of similar in a lot of ways, so it was fun to hang out with him. So that's Chris Hardwick's story. I'll post that picture on our Facebook fan page, and also on our Flickr. Speaking of Facebook and Flickr, we have a lot of there's a lot of ways to connect with Mite Tees right now. You can follow us facebook.com/Mite Tees. We're youtube.com/Mite Tees, flickr.com/Mite Tees. And actually, I've been using Daily Booth a lot too, and that's actually dailybooth.com/airfont. If you haven't used Daily Booth, you might really like it. It's actually really cool. It's kind of like Twitter, where you're posting lots of different updates, but you're using pictures and stuff, and you're doing like picture responses instead of just like typing words. Check it out. Really cool site. I really like it a lot. I use it all the time. And just a quick update. Almost totally sold out on our Admiral Akbar ASCII art tees. Getting low in stock and a lot of other tees. We got that Steven Sane design just came out. We've got several new designs coming out in the future, in the near future, probably in the next 2 to 4 weeks. I'm going to be coming out with one every 2 to 3 weeks, I've kind of decided. So keep an eye out for those, guys. Would love to hear from you on Twitter. And thanks for all your participation on Twitter and on our Facebook page. It's really fun. I love interacting with you guys. So feel free to come say hi, give me suggestions, tell me things you'd like us to do. Just come interact with us. That's it for now. I'll be doing a few more of these videos pretty soon. I got some cool ideas coming up, so I will see you soon. Alright, I'm out.